With this video, we will be doing Usher Shades Chris Brown, and Beyonce stole the show from Usher after his halftime show. If you want to help this channel and the content that we making, please help support our merchandise. The link is in the description. If you didn't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Try and get the channel to grow. Only way we're going to do this if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's go. Chi, get the yayo.
Get the yayo.
Impressive.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Impressive channel. Both Usher and Beyonce were trending at this year's Super Bowl.
Sure
and
was.
I first want to get into Usher's Super Bowl halftime performance because obviously he was one of the big highlights of the night. And I will say this.
She should bring that up. We just did the Usher halftime show. We did a couple days ago. It got blocked. We can't even put it up unless we edit it up all crazy. It's not even worth it to me at that point. But it definitely was a dope show. I definitely watched it, and I'm mad that we couldn't get that reaction out.
Yeah, because he just took you on a timeline of his career. He's covering decade after decade type time. It was dope.
Usher hasn't lost it.
Let's go.
Usher is performing and singing better than ever, y'all. I mean, the man is just goated. He's goated. Yeah. He's an R&B legend. And I really enjoyed his halftime show.
Goated.
I think the thing that really sold this halftime show for me is Usher's talent. Yeah. Honestly, Usher didn't need all of the big stage props. He didn't need all of the different distractions.
He got a catalog.
It's his talent that sold the show, his dancing and his singing.
Right.
And it's the fact that his mic was on for me. Like
his mic was
as much
on.
as he was dancing, he was singing live. He wasn't using no playback, no pre-recorded vocals, no auto-tune, no special effects. That was all his voice. And I was very impressed, but I also wasn't surprised by it because I did get a chance to see Usher live in Vegas. So I know that he performs down. This is nothing new, but I really thought that he brought his A game here, and he just came to prove to the world that he is one of the best entertainers of all time.
He definitely is. He definitely brought his A game. He did better than I even expected him to do. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have the highest expectations, but when I seen it, he surpassed the expectations I definitely had for him. Oh, yeah. He showed up and showed out.
Showed up, showed out. Let him know I'm outside.
Facts.
The only major critique I have of his performance is a lot of the songs felt rushed. And I understand he only had like 13 minutes to put on a show. So there's only so
And that's crazy because I said that in reaction. I was like, yo, 13 minutes wasn't enough time.
Wasn't nearly enough time.
He kept clipping stuff up that he could have went in depth to. But I get it. It wasn't enough. 13 minutes not enough time for... how long he been in the game? 20 years? You can't fit 20 years in 13 minutes.
13 minutes, you asking a lot. But I love the way he did it because he still... was like, I'm still gonna touch that hit. I'm still gonna touch that song. I know what it's gonna make you feel like, and I know you're gonna feel like but at least you got to hear it. Because if he really crunched it down in 13 minutes, what we had 3 songs.
Yeah, because if you start to me, it felt like time I started like remembering the words and started remembering where I was when the song came out. Started singing it. They were switching to the next song. I had to get that song. One time I got it there, then it switched it again. I'm like, yo, just keep it a little.
But he
bit.
had heat.
Yeah, he definitely had heat for days.
So many songs that he could do. But a lot of the songs that he tried to squeeze in just was too rushed for me. Yeah. But other than that, I thought he gave a great show. He brought out Ludacris, Jermaine Dupri, and
Ludacris
socks for the performance.
They went on JD socks. You know what I'm saying? But there's Louis Vuitton though.
Louis Vuitton.
And that was definitely the highlight of the show. And he also brought her out, and she played the guitar, and her did her thing.
Yeah, she shredded.
She played during Bad Girl, and she also played during You Got It Bad. She really did her thing.
Facts.
But unfortunately, I do have to critique Alicia Keys a little bit. And I'm not going to be too hard on Alicia. I know people were coming for her vocals. But it has to be pointed out. I think her vocals were not particularly strong in this performance. She did perform with Usher. She performed If I Ain't Got You and also My Boo. And her voice was a bit strained. I was like, ugh, I don't know, Alicia. This is not...
It's like when we did the performance, I didn't notice it until it was pointed out, and you could clearly notice her voice. Like when it started off, her voice was definitely off, but I didn't notice it in the performance. But people that was listening closely, they definitely peeped it.
I peeped the first note. But like even when it happened, I was like, oh, first note. But like at the same time, I was so just fascinated by everything that was going on. I was like, I'm not going to be stuck on this first note because it was many notes to follow, and it was just like, it was one of the moments.
Yeah, because before we did the reaction, we seen the Swiss Beats tweet when he was talking about the red dress.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So when the performance started, my eyes was just stuck on the red dress that Swissy was talking about. That I didn't even peep the notes how she started.
Yeah, that thing was covering like 20, 30 yards.
It had my full attention.
Not sounding too great, but Usher saved it. And Usher was doing a little bit too much when he was dancing and trying to grind on Alicia.
She's married.
He was not doing too much. Yeah, he was doing what? I like how you put that.
He was being USHER.
The facts. He was just selling the show. People paid a lot of money for these tickets. Let's give him a great performance.
Never going to see nothing like it ever again.
Ever.
Woman, and Usher is about to get married to his girlfriend too, so he's just doing too much. He always on somebody's lady. But overall, I thought
he always on somebody's lady.
It just solidified the fact that Usher is one of the best performers of all time. No debates, he's one of the best. And since we're talking about Usher, I do want to briefly talk about his new album.
Oh, Usher got a new album coming out.
Feel free to hire better, faster. With Bamboo.
Oh, you've been dropping a lot of singles.
He announced it the night of the Super Bowl.
You've been dropping a lot of
singles. You know, they didn't pay for
everyone enjoys talking about
not at all.
But everybody see you.
Yeah.
And he announced he had an album dropping.
And that was the biggest Super Bowl most watched Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I have to be honest, I was disappointed. And I was disappointed because I anticipated Usher to come with a strong album. But to me, the album was giving me Vegas Usher. It wasn't giving me
Vegas Usher.
The songs were just kind of mid and generic. And it didn't seem like he had any real musical direction with this project. It seemed like he put it together real quick to capitalize off of his Super Bowl moment. So I wasn't really feeling it. I was a little disappointed because my expectations were high for Usher. However, I will point...
We reacted to a couple of the songs off the Usher album. That one that she just had up there with him, 21 and Summer Walker. That's a banger.
That's a banger.
You feel what I'm saying? We stunning out. Nah, that's not it, but that's a banger. I like
that's
that
a
song.
banger.
Point out some positives in the album. There are a few good songs on there. Yeah. I do like A-Town Girl featuring Lotto. I mean, it's a cute little TikTok song. I can see it being a little TikTok bop. Yeah. Also, I think Kissing Strangers is a nice song for pop radio, you know. I also like I Love You and Please You. Even though the song sounded a bit generic, I still liked it. It sounded good. He also has this song called Stone Cold Freak. It's like I like it, but I don't like it. It's weird. It just sounds like a
sweet and sour. I
like
it, but I
Chris
don't like
Brown
it.
Song from 8 years ago, if that makes sense. But it's catchy. It is catchy. He also has this pop song with Jungkook called Standing Next to You. And I like the song too. It kind of sounds like a repackaged Michael Jackson song, but I do think it was one of the better songs on the album. And also the song Good with Summer Walker and 21 Savage
that's what I was talking about.
was good as well. But the songs that really stood out to me was Risk It All featuring Her. I really like that one, but the song I love the most is Ruin featuring Fields. Ruin is a smash hit song, and I think it was very smart for Usher to release this as a single because it has that Afrobeat vibe mixed with R&B, and that's really the wave right now. So I thought that was very smart, and the song just sounds amazing.
That song stood out to me too, because we reactors and we've been hearing a lot of Afro beats pop up in the music recently.
Right.
So when we heard the Usher song, we got it and understood it because we see more and more people doing Afrobeat waves because it is a wave right now. People is really feeling that internationally.
Yeah, and I think that's why it is a wave because people are exactly doing that. They're feeling it.
Yeah.
I think it's a smash hit. It's probably going to take some people some months to catch on to it, but it has the potential to be a big song for Usher, and I hope he really pushes this song because it's the best song on the album. Now, I do want to ask the question, did Usher throw shade at Chris Brown on this album? I think he did. Now, in his song, I Am the Party, he said, "Ends talking about verses with me, please stop. I know you think he's the bae, but he's not." Now, I don't know about you, but this might have been some shade towards Chris Brown because I do remember there were some conversations about Usher and Chris doing a versus battle. Usher seemed open to the idea, but Chris kind of felt like the versus battle was for washed up artists.
Would you do something like a versus?
Yeah, man, me and Chris will kill the world if we ever did something together like that. I'm not saying it's versus, but I'm gonna just say this. If that ever happens, it'll be one of the biggest things that anybody has ever experienced in entertainment.
My hope is
facts. That's just like seeing Usher and Chris Brown going at it is like would have been for like our parents watching Michael Jackson and Prince have a versus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like you can't even
like, you know, man. That's how huge it would be for our generation to see these two, because this is our Michael Jackson, our Prince of our generation.
Yeah, and it's only a handful of people who can ever say they've been on the stage with Mike.
Yeah.
And both of them can say it.
The facts, and they can say it for a reason.
Yeah.
Position on the versus thing is like, it's cool, it's dope what it's doing with the culture, but I feel like where I'm at in my quarter of my game, like I'm not down 20 points. You feel me? Like, so I feel like me doing that would be like, okay, you know, I'm about to hang it up. So that's what you know.
You basically saying you smoking everybody.
I'm smoking. You know what I'm saying?
So Chris Brown said
he said, yo, being on Versus is like when you see an artist on reality TV. Like, oh, it's over for him.
It's a wrap.
Facts.
Smoke Usher, basically. And at this point, I don't think Usher cares about doing a versus or even a collaboration with Chris at all, because they did fall out last year. They actually got into a bit of a scuffle because Chris Brown got upset with Tiana Taylor, and Usher didn't like the tone he was using with her, and he tried to intervene, and things just kind of went haywire. And Usher,
Chris Brown like, hey man, why you in my business? I wasn't even talking to you.
Yeah, you was over there.
and Chris fell out. And it was really crazy because Usher threw Chris Brown a birthday party to celebrate him and everything.
But they got
Chris
Mario
Brown
in the building.
crazy,
Oh,
so
Bow
Usher
Wow.
was like,
Okay.
man, forget you. And this kind of makes sense why Usher is now shading Chris. He's now changing his tune and saying he can't even do a versus with him. And I have to agree.
Big bro,
and this is not to take away from Chris. I do think he is a talented artist. He makes good music. And he has been holding the game down for a long time.
Long time.
Usher is still a legend. He's a veteran at this. And he has proven tonight at the Super Bowl that he has no competition. Okay?
He's stamped.
So let's just leave it at that. Now, moving on, I want to talk about Beyonce, because Beyonce
YouTube Music Premium is an experience that gives
you
you
dropped
complete
2 new
control of
songs
your
on
music.
Super Bowl.
So you can listen ad-free,
Texas
download music for
Hold'em
offline
and
play,
16.
and keep your song.
kind of stole the show as well, and a lot of people feel like she stole Usher's moment because she did a surprise Super Bowl commercial with Verizon, and she also announced that she is dropping a country album, and she's dropping it on March 29th, and this is supposed to be her Act 2 album.
Oh, I didn't know the whole album was country. And that's dope because the 2 songs we reacted to, they definitely sound like country songs. Somebody was telling me that her and K Michelle had a little bit of beef because K Michelle is doing country songs, and she don't like the fact that Beyonce is just trying to slide into that country lane. I don't know how true that is, but if you do know, leave that in the comments. Facts.
And she already dropped 2 singles, one of them being Texas Hold'em and another one being 16 Carriages. And I did get a chance to listen.
We did both of those reactions. If you didn't see them, check them out. They're definitely on the channel.
Listen to both singles, and I actually like it. You know, I do think country music fits Beyonce's voice very, very well. Texas Hold'em is very much a Beyonce style record, but she also came with the authentic country vibes. And also 16 Carriages sounds nice as well. I actually played it a few times, and there's something about the song that is kind of sad to me. I don't know. It just sounds like a song that has a feeling of finality to it. And, you know, Beyonce is just reflecting on her long career, and she's thinking about how much she had to work and how she had to sacrifice for her legacy. And she talked about watching these 16 Carriages driving away, and I'm wondering, what exactly was she envisioning? Was she envisioning like a homegoing service? Like, what is it? I don't know, but the song just sounds sad to me. It's beautiful but sad. But aside from that, I do think it's really cool that Beyonce is actually doing a country music album. And seeing her pivot in a country direction is kind of smart, because country music has had a resurgence on the mainstream pop charts. It's always been a big genre, but I've noticed that it's become more mainstream again, especially with the major success of Luke Combs' cover of Tracy Chapman's hit song Fast Car. So Beyonce is following the trend, and I think she realizes how profitable country music is, and it's possible that a country music album can help her finally get the coveted Grammy Award that she wants, and that is the Album of the Year award. Now the issue is Taylor Swift is also dropping a new album this year. So the competition is going to be a bit tough because the Grammys do tend to favor Taylor. So I don't know, but we'll see how Beyonce's country album sounds and how it does. I'm actually very, very excited to hear it, and I'm starting to understand the concept of Beyonce's Renaissance Trilogy project. And it's interesting because I came across this tweet that pretty much summed it up. It said the way Beyonce is reclaiming genres started by black people, with her making Act 1 house music, Act 2 country music, and Act 3, which we can assume will be rock and roll music. She is showing everyone that black artists are the blueprint when it comes to these genres of music.
Wow.
I thought that was a very interesting post, and it makes a lot of sense. It really does. Now, I want to get into some of the comments about Beyonce releasing music on the night of the Super Bowl. A lot of people are excited for Beyonce's new music, but there are some people who felt like Beyonce stole Usher's moment. Here were some of the comments that I saw in the Shade Room. Why is she trying to distract from Usher's halftime show? Girl, not now.
Wow.
Can Usher have his moment? Dang. B told Usher, watch this. She always do stuff like this on other people's night of celebration. That drop can wait till tomorrow. Hashtag check her records.
Wow.
Beyonce, can you just let Usher have his moment? This was very ballroom. Beyonce stormed Usher's moment. She's getting on my nerves and I love her. Can Usher have his night? Nobody want to hear this stuff. Usher couldn't even have a full 24 hours. The F. Now she knows she could wait until tomorrow and let Usher have his day. Shake my head. Dang, can Usher have something? Disrespectful to Usher. So as you can see, some people were calling Beyonce.
I ain't seen nothing wrong with it. I thought it was real smart marketing. Now that I see that she had a commercial in the Super Bowl about it too.
Yeah.
I got a commercial in the Super Bowl that millions and millions of people are seeing, and I'm dropping the video. To me, I didn't even look at it like that because I was up around 1 o'clock, so I seen the Beyonce's 2 songs she dropped it. I didn't even think nothing about the Usher. To me, it was just two
separate entities,
2 separate events. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And the price of them Super Bowl commercials, I'm gonna tell you what, we dropping right now.
Right now.
Out for releasing songs the same night of Usher's Super Bowl. I can understand why people would think it is a little funny for Beyonce to just randomly drop today. I mean, she could have waited until Friday for an official release, but I think this moment was too good for Beyonce to pass up. Facts. Super Bowl night is when everybody is tuned in. So Beyonce dropped her Super Bowl commercial for Verizon, and she announced her album and dropped her 2 singles.
Smart marketing.
That was the perfect way for her to capitalize off of all the traction.
So
I can't blame her. I mean, she's doing what any businesswoman would do.
Yeah, I agree.
But did she take Usher's moment, y'all?
No.
She probably did. Who knows? But both her and Usher were trending, so I think it's a win for them both. Anyway, tell what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Lamar Wilson here, representing Ghetto Action News Network _ all lower cases.
No spaces.
You can find us on Facebook, and when you do, follow the page, like the page, share the page, and come back. I'm going to get right on into this. First, I'm going to start off by saying this video was very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah.
I thought the Super Bowl performance by Usher was in a class of its own.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best ones I've seen.
It's one of the best ones I've seen as well. And, you know, there's always some talk. People will always got something to talk about. But I thought from beginning to end, it was just a dope performance.
Right.
Yeah, he put on for the A. And then when you look at this video, even seeing about Beyonce dropping the same night and the commercial and all that, I felt the same way you did. Like, I just felt like it was 2 artists doing 2 amazing things.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be at close proximity and a close time span. But I thought it was hella dope.
Because I'm pretty sure Beyonce's not the only one that dropped that day. She was the only one to make noise with the drop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? While the world's watching, who cares? You know what I'm saying? And people just happen to care about her drop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I thought this was a dope video from beginning to end.
Do you think that Usher shaded Chris Brown? You didn't talk about that part.
Oh yeah. I don't think it would be shady. I just think that it was one of those things like, you know, if you want this smoke, you can get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just as men, we supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We alphas.
Yeah.
Alpha males.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So when you sit there and you look at it, and I don't necessarily think it's more to that situation at this point than just, you know, the camaraderie as far as the music concerned. Because like they spoke on in the video, they had a little exchange of testosterone there, but I think they back in a good place. I thought this was a lot of fun to watch though. What do you think?
I think it was a fun watch. I want to say shout out to Usher. I'm not gonna lie, I probably sound like a hater now looking back. In hindsight 2020, but when I first heard Usher perform, I'm like, why they pick Usher? No one wants to know Usher for no halftime show. But now that I've seen the show, I see why they picked Usher, and it was a great choice, and I'm up here saying it's one of the best performances that I've seen in the Super Bowl. I definitely think that he did his thing. I definitely would love to see a versus between him and Chris Brown. I think it'll be more closely, evenly, both of them even giving me credit, both of them acting like they'll wash each other, but I think they're closely more even than people want to give them credit before, and I would love to see that. And shout out to Beyonce for dropping the 2 songs on Super Bowl. Everyone was still up. After the Super Bowl, I was up, and I caught the 2 videos when they came out, so I thought it was smart marketing on her, knowing that people would be up country and still and she's going country, which is different. We did both the songs, we vibed out to both of them. I thought they was dope songs. Can't wait to see what the album's gonna sound like. Definitely is gonna react to the album. Can't wait until then, it's your boy Trey TV, and I'm out.